Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most thrilling updates on the Detroit Lions. Today, we're diving into a sizzling off-season speculation. Could Raequan Williams, the former Michigan State standout recently on the Lions tryout list, be cut before he even plays a snap in Honolulu blue? Let's break down the whispers from Ford Field. After draft weekend and the frenzy of UFA tryouts, Williams showed up at Dan Campbell's camp hoping to earn a spot. Coming off a 3-year hiatus, his last NFL action was 7 games for the Eagles in 2021. Williams impressed with his sheer size and burst during individual drills. But the competition at defensive tackle is fierce. Detroit already has veterans like Matt Nelson, who logged solid snaps in 2024, and Roy Lopez, re-signed, to be the go-to reserve. Plus, in free agency and in the draft, the Lions added youngsters Braden Fisk and Steven Richardson, low-cost prospects that GM Brad Holmes loves for depth chart flexibility. Insiders note that Williams' practice repetitions trailed behind Nelson's and Lopez's. In team drills, he's still hunting for the communication and instincts that veterans exhibit naturally. During 11-on-11 sessions, he's been beat on stunt exchanges, leaving cutback lanes open for big gains near the goal line. Meanwhile, studs like Josh Paschal and Aiden Hutchinson are stealing blitz snaps, and the coaching staff has hinted they'd rather roll with proven contributors in high-leverage situations. Salary cap considerations add another layer. Though Williams' deal is modest, every roster spot carries an opportunity cost. Keeping a rookie with 0 recent NFL snaps means potentially passing on a veteran edge free agent like Zadarius Smith, or promoting a practice squad player already schooled in the Lions system. Some analysts argue Detroit could gain more by cutting Williams and investing in a rotational pass rusher who has demonstrated consistent production. Still, there's the underdog narrative. Michigan State's former star, with 160 tackles, 30 tackles for loss, and 11.5 sacks across 4 college seasons, could shock everyone. Picture him bursting onto the field in Week 5, sacking a quarterback on 3rd down, and becoming the season's feel-good story. Yet, in a win-now environment where the Super Bowl window is wide open, Detroit's leadership may not have patience for a developmental project. So, what do you think? Will Raequan Williams defy the odds, cement himself in Detroit's defensive tackle rotation, and become the next breakout hero? Or is he destined to be the casualty of a numbers crunch before August? Drop your takes in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button to support Lions News Fan Report. Who knows, when training camp kicks off, we might all be celebrating Williams' rise, but for now, his future looks as uncertain as a fourth-quarter hail. Mary. Roar, Lions. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and smash. Subscribe to Lions News Fan Report so you never miss a beat on Detroit's roster drama. Now, let's pick up right where we left off. What comes next for Raequan Williams and this Lions defensive front? Behind the scenes, the final cut down to 53 players is looming large. Sources tell us that the coaching staff will soon hold a too-deep evaluation, essentially a dress rehearsal for opening day. Players who can contribute on special teams often earn the nod in these situations, and right now, Williams' special teams tape is non-existent. Contrast that with veterans like Roy Lopez, who not only set the edge but downed kickoffs inside the 5-yard line last season. In a league increasingly valuing roster versatility, that could be a death knell for a 7-game veteran without recent game reps. Then there's the investment in draft capital. The Lions have already spent premium picks on Tyleik Williams, round 1, and Josh Paschal, round 3, both internal defensive linemen. GM Brad Holmes has preached owning the trenches, and the brass may view Williams, an undrafted rookie, free agent, as more expendable than one of their homegrown investments. A final roster spot sacrificed here could instead secure a 4th-round developmental offensive lineman or even a promising secondary backstop. Financially, cutting Williams carries almost zero dead money implications, whereas retaining marginal contributors can clog up the midseason flexibility. If a high-priced pass rusher becomes available at the trade deadline, Detroit wants that open spot. Coaches have also hinted at experimenting with jumbo packages featuring both Pascal and newly drafted edge Ahmed Hassanain. If those packages click during training camp, Williams could find himself squeezed out simply by schematic necessity. But let's not forget the intangibles. Williams has a reputation among teammates for toughness and an old-school work ethic. Some Lions insiders believe that day in and day out, he's the first one in the meeting room and the last one off the practice field. When Dan Campbell talked about bringing the juice, he could have been describing exactly the kind of player Williams was back at Michigan State. Could that culture fit earn him a last-second reprieve and a practice squad spot at the very least? Still, the final arbiter will be performance. In the upcoming joint practice against the Bengals, all eyes will be on Williams as he goes one-on-one against guys like Jonah Williams and La'el Collins. If he can generate even moderate push or hold his gap, he might force the coaches to keep him. But if he's repeatedly washed out by NFL-caliber tackles, the Jaguars and Steelers could end up eyeing that open roster spot for their own need. At the end of the day, this is the cruel reality of the NFL. You either prove it or you pack your bags. For Raequan Williams, the next 2 weeks will determine whether he's the feel-good story or the roster casualty. Will he surmount the odds, break onto the scene, and earn that Honolulu blue jersey for Week 1? Or will he be cut, left to watch the season from the sidelines? Whatever happens, let us know your take. Should the Lions give Williams every chance to succeed, or is it time to move on and invest in someone already battle-tested? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to read every single one. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell on Lions News Fan Report. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's roar.